Like if you read articles from IOM, you would see that an increasing proportion of human trafficking victims are male. Because human trafficking is not just about sexual exploitation. There are many other forms like forced labor, and then men can also be vulnerable. So although women and girls are more, there's still a great proportion. So it is established that both men, both women, boys and girls, they are all vulnerable to human trafficking.
Now, I was reading something and it talked about how our economic factors could increase the risk in these people, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, if we were looking at it from, women and children in our society,
Okay.
are they the most hardworking? Are they the most that don't have access to money? Is that why they are more they are like more at the high risk of becoming victims?
Okay, yes. Poverty, yes. When you don't have money, you're poor, and it is like you're very vulnerable to human trafficking. There are some factors, some socio-economic factors that affect human trafficking, and poverty is one among them. When you don't have money, you are just very vulnerable. Unemployment, it can lead to poverty. Although it's not the only cause of poverty, but it's a leading cause. When you don't have employment, you don't have any money, you are poor, you're just ready to jump at any opportunity. That we are very, very susceptible. And lack of education is also another factor. Lack of education, when you are ignorant, when you are illiterate, there's something that education does. It opens up our mind, exposes us. And so when you don't have any education, when you are not exposed, people can take advantage of you very easily. And so you become very, very susceptible to human trafficking. These traffickers, these perpetrators, they get a hold of you very fast.
Interesting. Are there other economic factors looking at outside of education, looking at
yes.
Let's look at a few of those as well.
Okay. Undocumented migrants. There are some people that they go out of their home country, like they japa, and then they go to those other countries. They don't know the legislative laws guiding the employment. They don't know anything, and most times they are not documented migrants. They are illegal migrants, and so when they go there, they don't know what they are up to, and so perpetrators now, they easily take advantage of them because, number one, you are illegal, you can't even go to the authorities. And number two, what kind of job did you secure before going to that place? They don't know. So when they just go there, these perpetrators, they take advantage of them. That's when you now have cases of forced labor or underpaid labor, and then they just treat them very poorly and all of that. Another factor is broken or unstable families. People who are from broken families, people who are from unstable families are always very vulnerable because they are seeking peace. They are always sad, they are always kind of like depressed. So it's very easy for somebody to come and be a shoulder for them to lean on. And that is when they build trust, and then they can easily traffic these people. They can take advantage of them in whatever way they want to. There are also other factors like conflicts and political instability. These ones, they can lead people to become homeless, and whoever is homeless now seeking refuge wherever. So at whatever opportunity they get, they will just jump at it without even minding, without even looking into the basics of how safe it is. They just want to have a place. They are just seeking refuge, and they are very vulnerable and susceptible to human trafficking.
When you were talking about the issue of the Japa, where you mentioned that sometimes young people, most especially, are not aware of what they'll be doing in that particular said country.
Yes.
And they just travel. And it looks like sometimes we tell ourselves, anything, I can do anything. and
Yes.
sometimes we don't know what extent anything could be.
Yes.
Yeah. So have you had maybe from maybe some of these victims that they just wanted to leave the country and then they get there and then they find out maybe
Okay.
and then it's not I cannot do anything, they get to that point but they are stuck. Do we have cases like that?
Yeah, there are a lot of cases like that. When you are talking to victims, you know that most of them went outside due to promises that they'll have a better job, that they'll find a better job there. And then they are like, they promise and they tell that you can be helpless for they actually tell them what they will do when they get there. But there are some that they'll tell them that there are so many jobs when you come, we'll look for a place and put you. And then they get so excited, they don't even cross check, they just go. And when you go there, it's something entirely different.
Yeah.
These perpetrators, they just go to bring you, and then when you bring you, the job that they have for you, they are trafficking job. They'll traffic you, they'll exploit you in so many ways, sexually, they'll exploit you physically, they'll exploit you mentally, emotionally, they just do that.
Now that takes me to my next question, which is the psychological and emotional vulnerabilities that human traffickers exploit. What do they usually look out for when it comes to their victims' maybe emotions and all of that? Is there a particular thing they usually look out for?
Yeah, somebody who has a low self-esteem will be very, very vulnerable, because people who have low self-esteem, they constantly seek validation from others. So if you are somebody that has a low self-esteem and you meet another person who constantly tells you you're beautiful, you are this, like just keep telling you things to validate your confidence, to validate your feelings, you would easily trust that person.
Yeah.
And it will be like that person is a part of you, because without that person now your self-esteem is like really low, and you're not able to do anything except that person validates it. So you begin to trust that person. Whatever you do, you look up to that person, and whatever that person tells you goes. So human traffickers, they can easily take advantage of that situation. If you have low self-esteem, they can easily take advantage of that situation and creep into your life, and then take advantage of that. Another one is trauma. People who are traumatized, they don't know who to trust, and then they end up trusting the wrong people. It's always like that. Like you're traumatized, whatever it is, your mind is not in the right place, and so you see someone who you shouldn't trust, and then you trust. And human traffickers, they thrive on trust. Whatever they are doing, they want to build trust, because once they build that trust with you, that is when they are able to strike at whatever time to do whatever thing it is that they want you to do.
This is really serious.
Another vulnerability is substance abuse. When you abuse drugs, when you abuse alcohol, you're not in the right state of mind. Yeah. So when you are a drug abuser, you are always vulnerable, because normally, as you've taken those drugs, already your mind is not there.
Yeah.
You don't know what is going on. You are just in your own space. Somebody can just come and you are far from reality when you abuse drugs. So somebody can just come and just like take advantage of that situation. Somebody will just come and see that, this person is already gone. Anything I tell him now, he would think it's cruise, or she would think it's cruise I'm catching. And then they will just use that situation like that and strike. Physical abuse, people who are physically abused, is one of physical abuse is one of the vulnerabilities, because people who are physically abused, they are always trying to seek where they are. They're always seeking where they are safe.
Yeah.
They want to like run away from their abusers, and then they can just run from one abuser into another abuser, because already once you are physically abused, you already have trauma. Once you're physically abused, your self-esteem, you begin to think, am I not good enough? Why are they always hitting me? Whatever I do, whatever mistake, they are always hitting me. Your self-esteem will become low. You already be traumatized, and then it's very, very easy. It's like you're very vulnerable and very susceptible to be trafficked.
Now, if we talk about these traffickers, a trafficker will not just, skip the road and then come to a community and then begin to just speak, right?
Yeah.
It has to be. So how, because I'm just wondering how, they target and recruit their own victims. If the person doesn't just randomly come to a community, so how is this done?
Okay, well, human traffickers, they use so many different ways. One is manipulation. They manipulate their victims, false promises, and like this, like earlier when I mentioned the issue of Jackpot.
Yeah.
Most times these traffickers, they use false promises to catch their victims. They will tell you that you should come to this side, we'll give you a job that will pay you. They will call an absurd amount, like let's say 90 million naira per month, or they'll call an amount in dollars and be like, wow. You have
It means that it is possible that the trafficker already, there's a knowledge between the victim and the trafficker. It means they might have known each other.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Like I said earlier, they thrive on trust.
Trust, yeah.
Yes. So when you trust them, it's a state, it's a process called grooming. This grooming is when these traffickers, they build trust mostly by validating your feelings, giving you gifts. They do a lot of things. They groom you, and then when they do that, that's when they now start telling you. When you have trust, they will now start telling you that you should do this, you should do that. In the case of sexual exploitation, once they build trust, they start telling you that you should send pictures, you should send videos, and all of that. And then they promise you things. They promise you things like they'll tell you that you should come, we'll give you a job, we'll do this for you, we'll do your transportation, your accommodation, everything, we'll do it and we'll pay you handsomely. And so, because you're already vulnerable, whatever they say, you will believe.
Yeah.
They will manipulate you, they will manipulate your mind to believe that whatever questions they already have all the answers for you. Whatever question, whatever doubts you are having, they already have all the answers prepared, so that they'll hit it at the right place and they'll make you believe. And then when you now go to that place, or when you now agree, and then you go, like let's say to another country or another city, and then you discover that, oh, what they promised me is not what it is, I want to come. That is, I want to go back. That is when they will now start inflicting physical abuse. They will torture you. They will begin to do so many harmful things to you, so as you can succumb to whatever it is, whatever form of dehumanization that they want to subject you to. They will be able to do it at that particular point of time, because you're already in their state. Now you are dead. You are already falling for their false promises, all their manipulative methods. You've already fallen for it, and you are now their victim.
And as you were talking, I just remembered part of one of the movies produced by Mikat, where there were these beautiful ladies that wanted to get into modeling, and everything looked really. If anybody is in the shoes of those ladies, you would not even suspect at the first instance.
Yes, because they are so crafty, they are so manipulative. They play a lot of mind games, and they make you trust them completely.
Now, how do I know? I'm sitting here and I'm wondering, how do I know the difference between a legitimate opportunity to the one that has a red flag? How do I know the difference?
Okay, first you have to look out for promises that seem too good to be true.
Too good to be true. Yeah.
Yes, because these traffickers now, they would prepare a package. They will make it sound like this is the breakthrough you have been waiting for your whole life. But you should know that you should first of all think, if this thing is true, these traffickers, they don't have their own family members that they can take and give this job that is paying 20 million naira.
Exactly.
They don't have friends, they don't have some. Why is it me? You have to first of all look at that type of think like that, because promises that seem too good to be true often their lies, they are part of their manipulative ways. And then if it's a company, you have to look it up, check it to make sure it's legit, see what they are into, see what they've been doing. The internet now has, you can just go there, you can surf, you can just look out for whatever information it is. Although you have to be very, very careful on the internet as well, because traffickers are there as well.
That's
so
right.
the information you are getting, you have to make sure it's from the right source and all of that. And when you get offers like this, it's very good, especially as young adults, especially as teenagers, to talk to somebody you trust about them, because you may not know, but somebody else, an adult, somebody else would know, and the person will put you in the right place.
That's right. Now let's look at a little into one of the focuses for today, which are the victims. Now, how can we identify and support human trafficking victims?
Okay, let's just talk about the identification, how you can identify these victims.
Yeah.
Victims that are living in very, very poor conditions, you would see them, there will be so many living in a cramped place. Maybe one room you would see like up to 12 people coming out from one room, and all of them, you see them wearing the same clothes every single day. They look very malnourished. You would know that definitely something is wrong.
Yeah.
And when you want to talk to them, you will not be able to talk to them. There's somebody else speaking for all of them.
There's somebody that is always speaking for all of them.
Yes, like you can't talk to them one-on-one.
Yes.
Or if you are able to talk to them, you will discover that their answers, they appear scripted or rehearsed. It's as though somebody has already written something down and told them that if somebody asks you this is what you should say. And their answers will never differ from that particular thing they are telling you. It will always be. And then you will see that they don't know where they are. Or if they talk to you, they'll start asking you, please, do you know where I am? Like, which place is it? Which place is it? You know that, how did this person get here if he or she does not know where they are? So you would see all these things. You see signs of physical abuse. You see black eyes. You see bruises all over their body. Or you see them wearing clothes to cover. Turtleneck all the time. Under hot sun, somebody's wearing turtleneck to cover bruises. You begin to wonder. Or somebody is fearful. You see somebody, they are fearful, always fidgeting. They are just fearful, like somebody is about to hurt them, somebody is about to know that this person already is a victim. So when you see this type of people, you should express concern for their safety. You ask questions about their working and living conditions, if they have freedom to move, if they can access their travel documents, if they can talk to their loved ones. But when you're communicating this thing, to make sure they know that you are speaking from a place of care, that you care about their safety, that you know what they are going through, and they do not deserve to be hurt like that. And also very important to let them know that abuse is not their fault. And then you can also report this crime to the rightful authorities. In Nigeria here, we have NAPTIP, we have NICAS, and there are many other organizations that you can report these crimes to.
That's right. We want to sincerely thank you, Miss is Miss Ago.
Yes,
Ago,
Steve.
yes. I wanted to be sure that I got the pronunciation right. Now
Yes,
let me try the second
I-
one, which is Sewuse. Sewuse.
yes,
Sewuse.
seriously, yes,
Sewuse favor. Thank you so much from MICAT. We sincerely appreciate all that MICAT is doing to change the narrative in our communities and wish you all the best.
yes, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. All right. So while I'm still with you, our dear guest, if you want to contribute on any of the issues that are being raised by Ms. Agot this morning from MICAT, you can send us a text message on or WhatsApp message on 09097054450. I can take just one contribution if there is, that is, if there is, while I share with us that as she has mentioned, you can reach out to NAPTIP if you have any suspicions. Like the name of the program, I wish I knew. So let's not live in regrets. And somebody has already become a victim before we want to take any necessary steps. So you can send a message to 070 30,000. That is 3 and 0 in 4 places. 30,203. That is 070 30,203. Okay, so you can send a message to that number. And let me also share with you the MICAT number. You can always reach out to the MICAT number, any concerns at all. And like Ms. Agos said, sometimes it looks legit, but it's not, okay? And you might need to just find out if this is okay. Somebody has made you an offer, and now in the course of this program, you're just having second thoughts. Please, you should speak up. Speak up. 091 3359 1611. This is MICAT's helpline. 091 3359 1611. 091 3359 1611. All right. Well, it's a part of past our time already, but you can always reach us on this particular number with your contributions, and I will read them next week when we come. Okay. So you can send it to the MICAT number. What are your thoughts and all of that? We will be glad to have you join us. Let's change the narrative in our society and stay safe out there. My name is Dell, and you can, if you missed any part of this program, now I'll always ask a favor at the end of the program. Can you do us one favor? Go to Facebook page of Eagles FM and share this video, because somebody needs to hear this, and somebody might not hear it directly from us. Maybe they'll hear it from you. God bless you.